am Dawn Pierre-Nathoniel. I'm the Deputy Chief Sustainable Development and Environment Officer at the Department of Sustainable Development. We are here at the National Climate Change Committee meeting. It is a cabinet-appointed body that meets several times in the year. Sometimes we meet in person, sometimes we meet virtually. And we deal with climate change matters, addressing climate change matters in the fight together in terms of climate change. We have members from the public sector, from the private sector, as well as civil society. This body has been around from 1998. We use these meetings to provide updates to our members, to the stakeholders, in terms of projects, programs, initiatives that help build climate resilience. So this morning, persons would have heard about the upcoming COP, the Conference of Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the UNFCCC. And we have a number of key issues on the table at COP. A couple of them being the Loss and Damage Fund, another being the first global stock take that is to take place. So we heard from one of the presenters who will be participating in COP about those key issues and what we hope to expect and get out of this COP. We also provided information on our electric mobility project that is unrolling, where we have a number of components. Importantly, one of the components is actually to have demonstrations to show that electric vehicles are beneficial and to build the confidence in the public to be able to make that transition over time. We heard about our National Adaptation Plan, our NAP Readiness Project that was just approved from the Green Climate Fund, where we hope to be able to develop the remaining sectoral adaptation strategies and action plans, or SASAPs. But we also hope to have a component on the private sector, working with the private sector, a coastal modeling component, a limits to adaptation component as well in this as well. So we want to be able to continue to provide those updates, but because the National Climate Change Committee is an advisory body, we're able to get that input from the stakeholders into those projects and initiatives, not only when they've been approved, but at the point where we're developing the project proposals, while we're implementing the assistance of those agencies, in the review of deliverables, in the monitoring and evaluation of those projects and programs and various initiatives as well. In the after lunch, we expect to hear from other entities. So we will be hearing, for example, from the Department of Fisheries on climate relevant initiatives, from the National Designated Authority to the Green Climate Fund, that is the Department of Economic Development, on the various initiatives that they're undertaking as well. We're also hearing from the Energy Division. We know that when we speak about climate change, it's adaptation and mitigation. So while we deal largely at the Department of Sustainable Development with the adaptation side of things and some level of the mitigation, we work hand in hand with the Energy Division. We have a national energy transition strategy, for example, that speaks to geothermal and wind and solar. So the department, the Energy Division, is instrumental in implementing mitigation projects on the ground, as well as the Forestry Department. As you would appreciate, carbon sequestration happens through the forests, and they would have that mandate as well. We also spoke about our climate change bill today, which is currently with Cabinet, which is we're expected to have this enacted this year. And this climate change bill provides the legal basis for the National Climate Change Committee, as well as the functions of the Department of Sustainable Development, the role that we undertake in terms of policy development, awareness raising, capacity building, monitoring and evaluation, and so on. So it's really an important meeting to get that kind of input from our stakeholders, noting that climate change is everyone's business.